Yes, it is. Hi, how's it going? Oh, wait, I need to change yarn. Yeah, I haven't done a live in a very long time. And so I was like, okay, I was gonna spend the day outside, but the weather's really bad. So I thought, why not do a live? Because it's been so long. Yeah. How's your weekend going? Okay, let's do this. I'm working on a scrappy sweater right now. It's like all my blue scraps combined. I haven't worked on this in ages, but it's because I had a bunch of other whips going on, and now I think this is really my only whip. Well, actually, there's one more that I was working on this morning, but that's her. I was trying to access something else you posted and couldn't get it to pull up for anything. The internet is so hard. Working with a brain injury. Oh, I'm so sorry. What were you trying to pull up? Maybe I can, I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Maybe we can put the link in the chat or something like that. I'm not sure. Hi, Ollie. How's it going? The blue returns. It does. I was realizing this past month that I forgot about this completely, but I had so many other whips going on that I just didn't think about this one until I finished going through. I finished a lot of whips. So I was like, I just went into my box and I saw this and I was like, I can work on this because she's cute. The only thing I don't like about this is the collar. I really hate the collar, which is a shame because I obviously can't redo it, but I think the rest of it's so cute. So there you go. Hi, Chelsea. How's it going? How are y'all having a happy Saturday? I was saying I was going to be outside today, but the weather's really bad, so I was trying to figure out what to do. I've been kind of crocheting all morning, and I thought, I can do a live. I haven't done a live in forever. Thanks, Ollie. What are you working on today? And the first thing I did was I went onto different socials to try to see if any of my friends were live, and they weren't, and I was like, okay, then I guess I'll do it. I don't even remember. I watch you all the time. I just don't communicate or post because it's hard for me to communicate. Totally understand. Totally understand. Well, yeah, I recently read a book actually about a woman who had a stroke, and she talked about kind of what you're saying, how difficult it is to go through life and just make your brain function the way quote unquote a normal brain functions, and it makes everything so difficult. So I kind of understand what you're saying, and I'm really sorry about that. Things that have never occurred to, and that stuff like that doesn't occur to people who don't have, TBIs or other brain injuries. Hi, Killian, how's it going? You've been doom scrolling for the past 4 hours. Ollie, I literally sat on the couch for like an hour this morning trying to convince myself to go outside, and I was like, I just need to just give up. You know what I mean? It's not gonna happen. Anyway. Yeah, what projects are everyone working on? Or in theory, what projects should you be working on? I am working on a scrappy blue sweater. I'm double stranding a Karen like fuzzy cake with all of my blue scrap yarn. And I'm really liking how it's turning out. I really want this to be good and be done by the winter. I want to be able to wear this in the winter. You're making fidget toys. Ooh, nice. What kind of fidget toys? Oh, is it the ones that are like scrunchies and they're like overlapped so you know what I mean? I don't know how to explain this. The ones that look like scrunchies. What content do you make? Mostly knit and crochet related. Well, all knit and crochet related things. I don't know why I said mostly. That's all I do. Love seeing the progress on the scrappy blue. I know. I need to start working on this. Really, the only reason I've been putting this off, and I know it seems kind of dumb, but it's because I have to think how I want the colors to be spaced. And that is too much thinking for me. You know what I mean? Sometimes I just want to work on something where I don't have to change colors all the time. So, but right now this is like my only whip. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm doing this. Mobius stripes. Mobius stripes. Is that a term I've never heard before? Oh, Mobius strips. I read stripe. I was like, is that a term for the sweater? No, I know what you're talking about. Mobius strip, yes, for the scrunchie. Yes, yes, yes. I think I sent my brother, I don't know, anyway. My brother likes those. But yeah, having used my brain for the sweater is just enough of a barrier to prevent me from working on it, but I really want to work on it. Though I'm mildly concerned I'm going to run out of yarn. Like, I'm kind of concerned I'm going to run out of blue. Thankfully, I just added blue from the balaclava I just finished into this, so that'll help. But honestly, my whip bag is pretty small, so I'm kind of concerned. I sometimes wish there was a disability U2. I never thought life would be this way. I was the first college student to become a teacher. Oh my gosh, 2 strokes and 2 collapsed blood vessels in the brain. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about, that's just, I'm so sorry. Yeah, it was very interesting. So for anyone else who's curious, this book kind of opened my eyes into what brain injuries and strokes seem like and how they feel. I read a book, I listened to it. It's called My Stroke of Insight, and it's written by a neuroscientist, and it's a neuroscientist who has a stroke. And so she talks about what the stroke feels like and what she's experiencing, the symptoms of the stroke, and also what the recovery process is like, but from the perspective of a neuroscientist and what she knows about the brain. And it was just very interesting the way she described the experience of a stroke. And I don't know, it was very insightful and very sad. So yeah, you'd think online platforms like YouTube would be better for people with disabilities, but they aren't. That's just not what big corporations want to cater to. It was a very interesting book, but imagine crocheting with only one eye. No, that makes sense. Yeah, wait. Oh, what have I done? What's a stitch marker for? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna try to knit with one eye. Maybe I should do my non-dominant eye. This only works because I've got really thick yarn. I'm only doing the same stitch. I don't think I could crochet this way because I feel like knit, okay, knit, I feel like, I imagine knitting is like 2-dimensional, but crocheting is like 3-dimensional. I don't know. I feel like knit, you're just going like this, but crocheting, you're going like this. You know what I mean? I don't think I could, oh gosh. I don't think I could crochet like this. It also makes me think about how limiting like the kinds of yarn you use and the colors. Like I could do this right now because this is thick yarn. I'm using 2 colors that are contrasted so I can really see them. But if I was using one color, a dark color, thin yarn, you know what I mean? I don't think I'd be able to do that. It's sunny today, but it's deceiving because it's only 30 degrees. Oh, yeah, no, it's really cloudy today. Yeah, today is weird, Ollie. Hi, Amy, how's it going? Yeah, I feel like so many social medias, just there's so many ads, things are moving so fast, the font is small. It just doesn't work for anyone, I feel like, who has any kind of disability or someone who isn't like cookie cutter, like normal, I guess, or average. Like even if you have like, hi, Carol, how's it going? I can fall asleep knitting. Nice, Amy. Nice, Amy. What's everyone working on tonight? I mean, today. I'm just knitting a scrappy sweater right now, and I have been starting a new fun project. So I've got actually a bunch of people in my life that are pregnant, and 2 people have requested, well, one is my sister, so I'm giving her a gift, and the other person requested a gift. And one of them requested, y'all know those baby like star onesies? If you don't, look it up. And I'm working on one of those right now, and I finished the front, and it's crazy. It's so cute. Small clothes, like baby clothes, are just freaking cute. You know what I mean? The world is definitely made for abled people, for sure. Temporary able body. No, that's so true. And I feel like I don't know, everyone assumes they'll be able-bodied. Does able-bodied include I guess when I think of the term able-bodied, I think of like disabilities to like your physical, like your legs or your arms, or like being in a wheelchair or something like that. But does that include like brain injuries and stuff like that too? But anyway, yeah, I feel like everyone expects we all expect ourselves to be able-bodied for the rest of our life, but it's so common for just something crazy to happen and for you to get in an accident or to have a TBI or something like that. It's kind of funny to see you do it. The last thing we want is for people to feel sorry for us. We want no explanation. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. That was something the author actually talked about. She was like, people, when she was in the hospital, people would come up to her and would talk to her like she's a little kid and would, use that kind of tone of voice and like really, yeah, and she was like, I don't need you to treat me like I'm a kid. I'm just injured. It's not an outside injury. It's a brain injury. And that's different. But like, I just need you to talk slowly and concisely to me. I don't need you to baby me. I don't need you to treat me like, you know what I mean? It was just very interesting perspective, because it's true. We all, like, that was my first reaction. I'm so sorry. You know what I mean? But it's like, that's not, some people don't want that. Maybe lots of people, maybe everyone. And it's not helpful, Those star onesies are so cute. Aren't they? Really? Aren't they? They're so cute. I like the ones where people do them with pink and green, like Patrick Star. You can become disabled at any time. Exactly. You're making a tote bag. Oh, cute. What kind of tote bag are you making? That's more mental health. Oh, okay. At 24, it happened to me. Lots of, I remember talking to my therapist or a psychiatrist or a doctor, I don't remember who it was, about how lots of, like, in your 20s is when lots, one second, I'm joking. Your 20s is like a big transitionary period for your body and your brain, and lots of like mental and brain related disabilities or illnesses occur during your 20s. Like that's when, people who like that's when that's a high likelihood of time to develop a mental illness, like, I don't know, schizophrenia or BPD or something like that is in your 20s. And that's when like strokes happen and things like that. It's just very interesting. Also, oh wait, never mind. I think I told you that. Mental disabilities can affect physical ability. 100%, 100%. Hi, Melissa. I'm doing good. How about you? But yeah, I know I'm a pretty fast talker, so if I'm ever talking too fast in these lives, feel free to let me know and I can try to slow it down. That's one thing I feel like that's my biggest thing that I struggle with, to be aware of the fact that I talk really fast and not everyone has the same processing speed, when you're speaking. Awesome, just crochet watching you. Oh, what are you working on? Amazing. Amazing. I'm trying to decide what color to put on this sweater next. No, Jason Momoa crochets? Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Ooh. What is that? I'm going to Google that. Wind spinning. Oh, those are so, okay, I've always seen those, Melissa, and I think they're so cool. Like, kind of like wind charms, except for they're crocheted so they don't make sound. Like what you just did with having to get a drink of water. I only have the function of one hand really and can only drink through a straw. Yeah, that's what I found very interesting about the book, is hearing her describe just doing normal things, especially the way she relates it to the science of the brain. Like she would say, oh, the left side of my brain is doing XYZ and the right side's doing ABC. She said, I'm pretty sure she said the left side of your brain determines where mentally your body ends. So head to toes, fingertips to fingertips, and the right side of your brain tells you where you are in your environment. So she was saying when she had a stroke, she could feel that both of them were going out because one, she didn't have a good understanding of where her body began and end, and two, she felt like she was very one with the environment, and she couldn't interact with her environment well because she felt like she couldn't tell where her hand was in relation to, you know, if she was knitting her yarn. You know, it was very interesting to learn about, and scary. Yeah, I would recommend everyone to read that book. It was so good. Enlightening is what I would say. Leftist focus and logist, right and creative side. Yes, you could still crochet but struggle with reading. That's interesting. She talked about that too. She talked about how that's why lots of people think they've got, you know, you follow your brain or you follow your heart. It's because your heart is the right side of your brain and your brain is the left side of your brain, you know, the logic and creative that you're saying. She talked about that, which I found very interesting. She said there was also a study done with monks while meditating. Monks or someone, I think it was maybe a monk, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't, maybe I'm just making that up. It was a study of groups of people who often meditate and find like enlightenment. And she was saying that they had like somehow were studying their brain activity, and they found that while they were meditating, the moment they reached like enlightenment and felt like they were like one with the universe or God or whatever their faith system was when the left side of their brain was like really low on function. They basically not really shut it off, but they turned the volume down really, really low to just feel the right side and feel kind of, you know, one with everything. It was just very interesting. I could still read. I just have to listen to Audible, but read the book at the same time. Oh, I understand. You like you're listening to it as you're reading it. Do you use the app Libby or Hoopla? I just went through this with someone in an online group. Gentleman having a rough time because he crochets and knits. I'm going to give him a list of famous men who knit and crochet. List included Robin Williams, Ryan Gosling. Oh, wow. That is a big list. I would have never thought that. I would have never known. It makes sense, I feel like, that some like super famous people craft because they're moving all the time. You know what I mean? They're traveling all the time. Why not have a craft? Oh, that makes sense, not being able to use apps, having to use both hands. Okay, that makes sense. Learning how to crochet. Oh, I love Libby Ollie. I mean, 24/7 I'm using that thing. Learning how to crochet and knit, which should I learn first? Honestly, I would try both. I feel like some people are quote unquote natural knitters and some people are natural crocheters. I feel like it's just about who you are. I feel like people naturally are better at one versus the other. And so you'll just have to try out both and see. Maybe you're amazing at both. Who knows? I'm also listening to a new book right now I want to tell y'all about. It's very interesting. It's called Word Slut. And it's written by a linguist about the history of language and how language can uphold the patriarchy and gender norms and things like that. She talks about the history of words and how, like, if you trace back their lineage, what they used to mean, what they mean now. She talks about the different ways on average that men and women communicate. She talks about the use of cuss words and slurs and why they're used in the history of those words, blah, blah, blah. It's very interesting, very interesting. Definitely learn how to read patterns for whichever you do choose. So true. Reading patterns is a very important skill to have. I think you and Kelsey are so cool. Y'all can do both. We both yawned at the same time. It's so funny. I feel like yawning is such a such a contagious thing, you know? I was on a call at work and one person yawned and then we all yawned. It was so funny. I'm a beginner crocheter. Finished my first sweater, now wanting to knit. Oh my gosh. Wait, no, that is exciting. You should definitely try knitting. I recommend a scarf. That's a good first project. Saw on your story the thumbs up thing. Just found out literally last week. It freaked me out. I know. I knew Macs did things like that. Like on MacBooks, if you do like a thumbs up, it'll pop up a thumbs up. Or if you like clap, or I don't know, if you do things will pop up on the screen. But I didn't know that it happened for phones too. Who controls the words, controls the. If that wasn't a tongue twister, Ollie, I would say that out loud, but apparently I can't say it. Oh my gosh, something got in my eye, my sunscreen. People say LMAO and RTF LMAO. Always make mistake that those aren't real words. Oh yeah. No, that makes sense. I feel like if you have, there's sunscreen in my eye. If you're struggling to process things, if your brain is struggling to process things, that totally makes sense that like slang acronyms would be tough. My voicemail is transcribed to text. Oh, that's, I will say phones nowadays have gotten, I feel like, not that they're good with disability services, but they have made lots of improvements, I've noticed, which definitely not good. Again, things can always be improved. And I don't think any of these companies actually care about anyone. But they've definitely made improvements. I've noticed that, like, it's not a disability, I would say at all, but I have really bad car sickness. So I used to never be able to use my phone in the car, like, at all. And Apple released, like, a car sickness filter on the phone so that when you turn, it's got dots on the screen that are moving. And apparently that helps your brain because when you're staring at something that's not moving and everything else is moving, it like gives you kind of vertigo, I guess. And so having something moving on the screen is supposed to help you. And it has really helped me. And now I can use my phone in the car, which is really nice. If I'm looking up the hours of the restaurant we're going to or pulling up directions, I'm not going to get sick anymore. 6 out of 10. There you go. Yeah. No, I think that's an accurate grade for disability services on phones. It was so cool, Ollie. Like it was funny actually. So I play Pokemon Go in the car the other day. My partner said, I guess the phone really works for car sickness because now you play Pokemon Go in the car every time we're in the car. I was like, yeah, I guess so. I didn't really realize. My gosh, my eyes are watering because I'm getting sunscreen in my eye. Good stuff. Yeah, I would recommend that book too to anyone. I've been reading books, guys. I've been reading books. I've also gotten really into nonfiction books. It's funny because I said this year I wanted to try to read a little more, but I'm like 50-50 right now for nonfiction and fiction books, which is so funny because last year Brooke would have never thought she would have enjoyed nonfiction books. Hi, Bo. How's it going? Yeah. Reading. It's good. What other books have I been reading? I feel like I haven't gone live in so long, so I feel like I need to catch up with y'all on everything I've been doing. I talked about this in a video today, but I also read another nonfiction book recently. It's called Presence, and it's written by a psychologist, and it's about the study of imposter syndrome and just kind of general anxiety in school and the workplace. So imposter syndrome is the feeling that you're not good enough to maybe be in the classes you're taking, be in the position you are at your job, have the friends you have, no matter like if you're succeeding or not. You could be getting good grades, getting promotions, your friends could tell you they love you, but you still feel like you're not meant to be here, like you're an imposter. And this book talks about a bunch of scientific studies that they've done into this, I don't want a condition or this feeling or whatever you'd like to call it. And it was it was a very helpful book for me because I feel that with my job. And she talks about like she talks about, sorry, there's a dog hair on my, or maybe it's a me hair. Anyway, I got distracted. What was I saying? Presence. She talks about poses of power, or like empowering yourself before doing an activity that's stressing you out, and how that will help you do that activity. So like a study they did was they did fake job interviews, and before they had the interviews, they had people come in and read an either empowering story or like a disempowering story. I don't know what the opposite of that is. So like group A would read a story with the words like leadership, strength, bravery, and then the other group would read a story with words that are like subservience, follower, weakness, things like that. And group A did really good in the interview. Group B did really bad because group A was empowered before the interview. And they talk about how there have been studies that show that if you do physical power movements before doing something stressful, so it could be hands on the hips and expanding your body, kind of like animal style, like, animals in the wild, like when they're trying to show power over another, they get big. So if you get big, or if you smile, or if you do one of these, like you just like want to race, if you do that before a stressful experience, you'll lower your cortisol levels. Exactly, Ollie. Exactly, Ollie. T-pose. But yeah, it works. It lowers your cortisol levels, it lowers your heart rate, and it makes you able to think more clearly. Basically, the whole premise of the book is that we get so freaked out that we prevent ourselves from being the best we can be. And so this book is all about taking back your power to be the best you can be. And I would highly recommend it. And now before I like do big presentations at work, like I'm sitting here like this, you know what I mean? Like I'm taking up space. I'm doing all these things, and I really would recommend it to anyone who feels just any anxiety about school, work, social interactions, etc., because I found it very helpful, and I'm going to find it and I'm going to put it in the chat. Once I find a link that's not going to Amazon. Like, can I just do Goodreads? Even though Goodreads is still Amazon, but that's okay. That's okay. Okay, I'm going to put this book in the chat too. I really would recommend it. Okay. You've been in the reading is too hard mode lately. I have been like that with reading, so I've been like going full speed into audiobooks recently. Crocheting and watching Kelsey's video. Oh, awesome. Hi, Melanie. How's it going? I feel I never get over imposter syndrome, especially at my job. I totally get that. And this book really helped me. And it was also just interesting. Like, as someone who's in the science field, I like books about science, and I like books about scientific studies. And so she did this really interesting study that I found shocking. It was about yoga. And I know yoga is good for you. It's a good strength exercise. It's good to like stretch if you're doing kind of like a more restful yoga exercise. But they were researching yoga and its relation to PTSD. So they had all these veterans that were experiencing post-traumatic stress symptoms. And they had one group do kind of a classic therapy exercise, and they had another group do yoga. And the group that did yoga experienced an extreme decline in PTSD symptoms for years after doing those yoga exercises and keeping them up. Meanwhile, the group that just did kind of classic therapy speaking and talking about their experiences really didn't as much. And that was so interesting to me because like everyone, yoga is good for you. You know what I mean? Exercise is good for you. It always is. But that, I didn't expect it to be that good for you, And now I'm like, whenever I'm stressed out, I'm like, I need to do yoga. The book Overboard is really good. I read the book The Gift of Rejection. Okay, I'm going to look these up. Overboard and The Gift of Rejection. Okay. Okay. The Gift of Rejection. Harness your pain to propel your purpose. I like that. I like that. I need to find a way to cut off the chat on the screen because the words fly so fast. Oh, that makes sense. And like, I'm thinking about it from a creator's perspective. I have to pull my chat up on my computer because I can't read it on the screen because it's so small. And it's like, and I don't have, I mean, I wear glasses, but you know, I don't have any other, like, I'm able-bodied. So I think about people who have, you know, like even just worse eyesight or visual impairments or like reading processing impairments, you know, they things like that. The fact that you can't make the font bigger is crazy, you know, and the fact that you can't slow the chat down is crazy. Because I think other streaming platforms you can put it on like a slow mode for the streamer. Whenever I used to get really bad panic attacks, yoga is like the only thing that helps me. Okay, that's good to know because I get pretty bad panic attacks sometimes and I've never tried yoga. But I honestly, I'm laughing at the idea of panic attack Brooke doing downward dog, you know, or something like that. But maybe I'll try that. I'm so much better than I was. Originally, couldn't see or speak. I got around oh my gosh, only by touch and hearing for 2 months. No, that very similar to the woman in the book. She talked about like relearning to, you know, I think actually she had her eyesight. I think that was fine, but it was learning to hear and read. And she said learning to read, like at some point she could recognize letters, but she couldn't understand why. Oh, that's what it was. She could read letters. She couldn't understand the sound. Like she would just see a squiggle and she would know, oh, that squiggle is supposed to be an A, but it makes a sound. How does it make a sound? You know what I mean? That connection she couldn't understand. It was, yeah, it's very interesting to learn about and just unfortunate. Whenever I read things like that, it makes me just shocked that more of us aren't, I don't know, the way the body is set up, you're just surprised more of us aren't disabled in some way because it just seems like one wrong move and, you know, we're fragile. We really are. Like, and it's kind of scary. Should I switch my row? I'm gonna do one more row of this and then I'm gonna change my yarn. My fuzzy skein just changed, which is kind of fun because it doesn't do that very often. I'm interested to see how I'll do the sleeves on this. Yoga is also like grounding skills, but I can run because I can't hold my bladder, so I'll push you the hell out of the way. That's hilarious. That's so funny. So does anyone have any fun weekend plans, or is this what we're doing for the weekend? Which is fine. This is my plan for the weekend. I think I plan on doing laundry later. After this, I'll probably do laundry. And also, going back to I feel like our bodies are so fragile, it makes me kind of stressed out because I try to be a pretty fit person, but I feel like there's never enough. You know, I feel like there's not enough time to do what I need to do in order to make my body like strong, I guess. And I'm like, oh, I need to lift weights because like I'm a woman and osteoporosis starts early for us, so I want to make my bones as strong as possible for when I get older. And oh, I need to run because I want to make sure my cardiovascular health is really healthy, like is strong. Oh, I want to do like yoga and like Pilates for kind of body weight exercises to make sure that I can move my body well. And I want to do functional exercises for, you know, picking up boxes and climbing upstairs and things like that. And I'm like, I feel like there's just too many workouts that I need to do and not enough time. It is for me. I've had so many weekend plans lately. It's nice to just sit at home. I totally understand. Oh my gosh, if y'all heard that sound, that was my dog letting out the biggest sigh of her life. You're crocheting a red blanket. I love it. I'm procrastinating, cleaning off the sewing machine. I have some quilts I need to make. Ooh, I need to give my sewing machine away. I think about this all the time, but for some reason, I think my friends don't want to take it because it's kind of a big thing to take from someone, but I want them to take it from me. I really don't need it anymore. Okay. I'm in a flare up. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Caught up on a lot of chores, was trying to do 2 hours of chores. Stationary bike exercise, crashed yesterday. Ugh, that's fair. And I feel like that's I don't know, a thing. So many people, I feel like when you feel good, you want to do everything because you're feeling good. But then it just accelerates you feeling bad. It makes you feel bad faster because you've done so much. I just call this living my second life. I was once a school teacher and now I'm in the position of a student. Just live life one day at a time. Don't focus on what next. That's just so true. Learn to sew, Brooke. Amy, I've tried. It's not for me. I've really tried. I get way too frustrated. Here's my bag of yarn. Sorry if this is really loud. I need to pick out what color to use yet next. Let me do that and look at it. Okay. I think I want to use a true blue, like a bright blue, like this guy. That's what we're doing next. My birthday's in 8 days. Oh my gosh, happy early birthday. Are you going to do anything fun to celebrate? Sorry, I had to blow my nose. Hand sewing and machine sewing feel so different. I consider on hand sew, but machine sewing, interesting. I could literally never hand sew. I could not do that. I've tried machine sewing. I feel like I'm happy with where I'm at with crocheting and knitting, and I don't want to start the learning curve over, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want to go through the process of wasting a bunch of fabric and having, I don't know. I feel like the learning curve for sewing is much less forgiving. Like, once you cut fabric, the fabric is cut. You know what I mean? And I feel like taking out sewn stitches, I feel like it's kind of difficult, and I don't know. So and I've had this for years and I just never use it. So I'm like, I just need to give this away. For me, my mindset has become all you truly have is today. Yesterday is gone, and factually tomorrow doesn't exist. I like that. I started a new book and it was talking about how you can't expect, like, we expect the sun to rise tomorrow because that's what it did yesterday, but that's like a logical fallacy. Like, that's not how it works. And it gave me the same kind of idea of we should just make the most out of life because tomorrow is not guaranteed. And if it comes, who knows what it'll be like. Just kind of ominous, but I can hand sew, but can't figure out the sewing machine. Sewing machines are just, I don't know. It's intimidating, isn't it? I don't know if I want to use this yarn now. Buying jelly rolls or pre-cut fabric is so much easier to use. Oh, that's so smart, Ollie. I should have done that. So smart. I don't think I'm going to like this stripe. Okay. I understand this is funny as someone who's currently double straining. I don't like the way double straining looks when you use super contrasted yarn. That's why I don't like this collar. I don't like the white and the blue. And I'm about to start a row of white and blue. So I think I'm actually going to take this off. I don't know what other yarn I'm going to use though, because it's white, you know? Maybe let's see. I want the yarns to be like a little similar. Like this, even this is better because this is a blue with a dark blue. Quilters take large pieces of fabric, cut it up, and then sew pieces back together to make a big piece again. I don't know why. I feel like I could do quilting more than other kinds of sewing. Except for actually, no, I probably couldn't. I'm really bad at cutting pieces to be the same size. I don't know why. American Girl doll Samantha movie traumatized me for sewing machines. Oh my gosh, I never saw that. What happened? I wasn't a big American Girl doll family. Okay. 1 second, guys. I need to pick out. Ow, 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 that hurt. I think I'm gonna do this. No, I want to do a darker yarn. Maybe I'll do this. Didn't I just use that? I'm gonna do this. Has anyone started the new Hunger Games book. I started it. It's pretty good so far. Pretty good. I was so shocked that I went to Libby first because that's my go-to, and there was like, there's a 30-week wait. So I went to Hoopla, and no one had rented it on Hoopla. So I was like, I'll take that. I will take that. I do like the narrator. It's just so interesting after, I don't know, Hunger Games being a female narrator. But I guess I did The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes too. And I'm guessing that was also, was it the same narrator as this book, I wonder? I don't know. This also makes me want to reread all the Hunger Games books, like chronologically, you know? You can do it. Do what? Sorry? Love your personality, real mouth. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's all straight lines. If you use pre-cut squares, no cutting. Come spend an afternoon. Amy, are you going to teach me how to quilt? That's true. I think if I bought like those quilt squares, I think maybe that's what I should do. I don't know. I say this every year, guys. You know what it also is? I don't have a space. I have such a small space. I would have to take out all my sewing machine stuff, probably put away my desk, and then flip it every single time. And that is like, I don't know. I know that seems kind of lazy. It's a lot of work to have to take down and put everything back up. I think if I had a craft room, I would be much more likely to sew. But having to put everything away is frustrating. Like, I can't just leave it out. That's like trying to go back and read the Harry Potter book. I actually do that regularly. The Harry Potter books are like they're nostalgic for me. And we bought them on Audible forever ago. So I do listen to them quite frequently, actually. I use a dining room table for years. Yeah, that's tempting to me. But I feel like I take up so much of our space anyway, because right now my partner and I are in a 2-bedroom apartment, or house, I guess. We're in a house. And I've got one bedroom, which is my office slash, like my work office slash my craft room. And I would just feel bad if I took over the kitchen too. I've got a closet of fabric I was given from an older woman. Oh, wow, that's nice. I was done with the 4th book. Are you still reading the Harry Potter books? Or are you done? Did you not like them? Ooh. I have been, though. For years, I didn't like reading. And when I got back into reading, I did start by going through all of the books I read when I was younger. Like, I did Harry Potter, and I did the Hunger Games, and I think I might have done, like, Divergent. I did, like, I don't know, all those books. I did Twilight, and that was kind of a fun way. I feel like that is a way I recommend to people if they want to get back into reading, is read the books they loved when they were kids. And, oh, like Chronicles of Narnia, I did that. I did the Series of Unfortunate Events. And I feel like that kind of re-sparked my love for reading, because I was like, this is what I, like, the last time I liked reading, I was this young, because I haven't liked reading since, because, you know, you like reading as a kid because it's fun, and then you start reading for school, and then it's not fun, and then you're an adult. And so I feel like I had to remind myself of, I had to remind myself of what made me like reading in the first place, I guess. I can help donate fabric for your journey. Ollie? No, y'all, I can't. I don't need another hobby. Okay, Melissa, have a good day. I was committed at first, but I was like, dang, how many books are y'all gonna make? I quit. No, I get that. I get that. There are so many. That's how I feel when I was at, like, one of the first book series I read as an adult was The Expanse, which is a giant sci-fi series, and I didn't realize it was so big. I picked it up at Barnes & Noble because it was, because the book was pink, because it was like the 10th anniversary of the book coming out. And I was like, I want to read this pink book. And I had it in my hand, and I was looking at it because it was pink, and someone said, those books are amazing. And I said, okay. And I bought it because it was pink, and someone said it was good. And I didn't realize that there were, 8, 9 books in the series. And it took me over a year, but I did it. People, I got through it. You can make lining for your bags as well. That's really the only way I've ever used my sewing machine. I hem pants for work and I make linings for crochet bags. And then as I was reading those books, I got even more addicted, and they've got, you know, they've got books 1 through 9, but they've also got 0.5, like novellas in between. So during that time, I got really into the novellas too, and I was listening to them. But I think I only listened to like 4 of those, and they're like really short. They're like 100 pages, 4 hours long or something like that. It's funny because I finished the first book in Robin Hobb's Farseer trilogy, which is kind of a classic fantasy. Finished it, went to get the next 2, and realized that the first book is like 400 pages. The next 2 are both over 800 pages. She clearly was like, wow, this went well. I'm going to double the size of my books. It just made me laugh when I picked them up. I was like, oh, goodness. Okay. When does this row end? I'm just magic knot. The nice thing about this is I'm just magic knotting, so I can I just feel down one side, and if I feel knots, I'm like, okay, that's the back of it. I love a thick tome, but they're hard to hold. I know. I used to have a book stand in college, and you know, I got rid of it because I was like, I'm never reading again. I gave it to my cousin, and now I'm like, I wish I had that still. I also want one of those like book holders, you know, where it's like a thumb, like you hold the book, you might hold the book like this with the pages out this way, and you put your thumb in it and it keeps the book spread. I really want one of those because I don't know, I like holding my book with one hand. It's nice. I like not having to use 2 hands. I want one of those. I want to find one of those from like a small business. But so if anyone knows, like if y'all know what I'm talking about, let me see if I can find a picture. Okay. I want like one of these that holds the pages open and you just kind of like stick a finger or your thumb in there. I want one of these, but I can't find a small business that makes them. I only find them very mass produced. So if anyone knows of anyone knows of a good small business, please let me know. I can't read patterns, but I just watch over and over again. I got a bookcase that looks like a tree. Ooh, I've seen those tree bookcases. I think those are so cool. What a fun way to show your books. I'm slowly but surely filling up the bookshelf in my living room. See, I was looking on Etsy, but you know, all the ones that come up are basically, they're small businesses, but they're not, you know what I mean? They're like, I don't know, like, I also, this might seem bad to me to say, I really don't like resin things. I really don't. And lots of the small businesses that I have found for those book holders are resin. And it's just not my thing. Like I would love like, I don't know, ceramic or wood or something else. What is happening? What is happening? Anyway, it was a bee to put together. I believe it. Some of that, like, I feel like companies got so lazy with the put together furniture where they're like, oh, it's cheap. People will want to buy it. But some of that stuff is impossible to put together. Like I did one recently where none of the pieces were labeled. Like, you know, usually when you get those put together furniture, they're like, this is piece 1, this is piece 2, this is piece 3. None of them were labeled. I was like, okay. Using up my yarn so I get more yarn. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Is your red blanket, you're making the red blanket, right? Is it one color red or are you doing like a scrap red blanket? Man, this is how you know I haven't gone live in a while. My cheeks are starting to hurt from the smiling. That's how you know. I think I had this thought the other day. I was trying to like get into vlogging because I feel like everyone does the vlogs, but I realized that it seems like people don't want to watch them, which is fine. But when I'm vlogging, I feel like I don't have time to do anything else because I'm so focused on filming everything I do. So I feel like if I stop vlogging in the future, that'll give me more time to do lives like this, or I don't know, make other kinds of videos. And so I'm thinking of not doing it anymore because it's a lot of work. I'm not the biggest fan, honestly. That's how the one I got with the tree, it just had pictures and no words. Yes, mine did too. And I was like, how? You're supposed to tell me how to put this together. I don't understand. I feel like people would 3D print those book holder things. I thought about that, but I also don't like 3D printed things. I love watching vlogs, which I like making them too. I love watching vlogs, but I feel like, I don't know, people, I feel like, this is my thing. I feel like the people that come to my lives, which are like, y'all like my vlogs and y'all watch the vlogs, but I feel like the other people who don't like hang out, you know, don't watch them. And so I'm like, oh, this is, I don't know. I feel like I'm putting in a lot of effort if only 10% of the people that follow me like this kind of thing. So I'm like, as much as y'all are great. I'm like, I don't know. It seems like people don't like him very much, but maybe it'll just be like an every once in a while thing instead of, for a minute I was like, oh, maybe I wanna do like a vlog every month, but nah, I just don't think that's feasible. So now maybe it's if I got a fun month, maybe I'll vlog. Okay, I'm switching out the yarn. Make what you want to make. There's an audience for everything, you know. I totally agree. Fake fans, exactly. Exactly. You know what it is that I feel like lots of my audience comes from my friends like Kelsey and Jada and Aspen and stuff like that, which is great. But because of that, I'm not them. So I feel like people follow me and then I don't know what my audience actually wants because they follow me as a you're friends with someone I like kind of a follow and not a I like what you make kind of a follow. So then I struggle to figure out what people want to see. You've themed vlogs, Iron Project vlogs. You can have themed vlogs, Iron Project vlogs. Sorry, I don't know what you mean. I'm so sorry. I like the day in the life. I do too. I like watching vlogs. Those are like my favorite. I like it. I don't know. I like seeing normal people do normal things. Hi, Axel. How's it going? Okay, guys. 1 second. I need to figure out what yarn to use. I'm going to do this one. Or maybe project vlogs. Okay, yeah. I think I'm going to do that now, Ollie, in the future. Like the one I just did with my, the video I just did with my balaclava, I think that's the kind of style I want to do it in the future, where it's mostly, the premise of the video is me making the balaclava, but it's also like some other stuff too. You know, I kind of like that, where it's like, it's not a tutorial. It's like a combination between like a vlog and a tutorial. You know, it's just about me making the project, but I might be doing other things too. So I think I'm going to start doing things like that. I feel like your personality matches mine, which is why I like watching your videos. I skip a lot of bigger creators because I can't relate to them. I totally agree. I feel like, well, as someone who just does this for fun, I like to watch people who just do this for fun. You know what I mean? Outside of work. I feel like I agree. I relate to them more than, even though all my friends do this full time. I'm like, I like to watch people who don't too. Just be careful. Those who want to stay will say, so true. Came to your channel because I watched Kelsey. Kelsey's true to herself, take it or leave it. I admire that about Kelsey, you know, where I do feel like I kind of want to do what people want me to do, but she's like, this is what I'm doing, you know? And I think that's why people like her, is because she's like, this is, like you said, this is who I am, take it or leave it, you know? Struggle bus with typing today, Ollie. You know I have typos 24/7, 365. You're so good. Found you through Kelsey, even though she's great. I like your person. I'm going to screenshot, and I didn't send that to her. So funny. No, but I want to get better about that. Just doing what I want to do, you know? I think that was one of my New Year's resolutions for this year, is Just do what I want to do, you know? Kelsey's unapologetic. Yes. Yes, she definitely is. And that's how I want to be. Guys, we're making freaking progress in this. I'm just saying. I will say that because you change colors so much, it does make you feel like you're making more progress than you are, because you're like, oh, I get to change colors again. But check that out. So this is my question, guys. What are the rules for, I put a collar on this, and I wish I could take this off, but I don't think that's like, does anyone know if that's possible? I would totally take this off if I could. It's going to be a sweater, and I want the sleeves to be very wide, not like a, not like a, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I want the sleeves to be big. And I don't think I want them to taper at the end. I just want them to be a straight, wide sleeve. And I don't know if I should. I feel like I have to end this in ribbing because this is in ribbing, but I really wish I could take this top ribbing off. Like, this is fine. This is perfect. You know what I mean? Love the sweater. Thanks, Amy. I appreciate it. We all should be on. I totally agree. We should all be unapologetic. I enjoy watching Kelsey, Sarah, and you. Ooh, who's Sarah? Should I know who this person is? I do think sometimes I just know people's online names and I don't know their real names, or vice versa. Like the other day, who was I trying to look up the other day? I was trying to look up one of my friends online, and I could not think of their online name, and I just put their real name in Instagram, and then I was like, it's not coming up. Could end with an I cord. Ooh, I like that idea. Okay, I'll do an I cord for the bottom. Oh, this is my thing. I feel like I can't just have ribbing on the top and nothing on the bottom. Oh, Crochet Vision. Yes. I know her. But yeah, I feel like because I have ribbing on the top, I have to have ribbing on the bottom. I wish I could maybe I'll look this up and try to see if there's possible for me to like pick up my first row of stitches here and just cut this off. Because if it is possible, I totally would. And then I would do an I cord up here, an I cord down here, and an I cord on the sleeves. If you take that way of mindset, it'll make it a lot easier because it won't be like a lot of pressure. Or like a skit. I totally agree. I just want to be, and I think that's something a lot of my friends talk about. We just want to be ourselves, you know, but you feel like you have to be, I don't know, super happy or super bubbly or super, you know, whatever. I agree. When I need structure and habits, Kelsey's my go-to for routine. Oh yeah. Absolute comfort vibes. You're unpredictable. So true. And for you never know when you'll be saying doing next. It's a lot of fun. Okay, yeah, true. I like wish I could have that's one thing I wish I could do, is I wish I could have a schedule. It's just not feasible. And for a while I tried to force myself, but it burnt me out. It made me really exhausted. It made me stop enjoying things. So I was like, you know, just so true. Jada is true chaos. It's Kelsey, me, Jada. She is. Pick up the stitches below the collar and remove the collar, then finish the neck. However, okay, you think that's possible, Amy? I'm like, it's kind of scary, but if it's possible, I definitely want to. You totally can. Oh, yes, you can. Okay, guys, I'm gonna investigate doing that because I hate the collar. Hate. Y'all went on a trip together. I didn't follow all y'all. I followed the ones who seemed true to yourself. Oh, I get. Okay, I don't know where that yarn went. I need to see everyone again. It's been a minute. I like watching videos where I can tell the person actually tried with their production and editing. I'm all for turning the camera and blabbing. Some people have lazy editing, and it gets to me. Maybe because I make videos. No, yeah, I'm like very particular with the way I edit. Like I don't like when you hear me go, like I don't want you to hear me breathing. You know what I mean? I want every clip. I want every clip to be constant words or breaks, but I don't like hearing people breathe on YouTube. It drives me crazy. I like how she gets on there like, I should make a bag, but I don't want to, so I'm going to make scrunchies. I know. I'm like, wait. You're like, wait, free will? You're like, wait, you could do that? And lip smacking, I totally agree. My thing that I struggle with is filming clips of me just crafting like this that are entertaining, because I feel like when I watch videos, if you put like a minute clip of you just knitting, I'm skipping that. You know what I mean? But that's just me. And so I struggle where I'm like, oh, I want to make it more entertaining. So that's why I started, like, if I'm going to do a 30-second clip, not really. If I'm going to do a 15-second clip, I mean knitting, I'm doing it this angle, this angle, this angle, this, you know what I mean? I'm doing a bunch of angles. When I open my mouth before I talk and I can hear it, oh my gosh, I get that. You want the realness. See, that's the thing, is that some people really like everyone likes it a different way. remember watching my older brother spend hours editing high school videos. I thought it was so crazy. He removed every pause, breath, etc. Nope, I get him, Ollie. I get him. Because some people aren't like that, you know. I hate montages. I talked about that recently. I blab. I like when people do voiceovers with their montages, but it's hard for me to do that. I totally agree. I don't like when, this is also my struggle with vlogs. I feel like it's just clip of me sitting here and talking to you, clip of me sitting here and talking to you, clip of me sitting here and talking to you. And so I wish I could do more voiceovers for when I knit, but unlike my friend Jada, who is pure chaos, I don't have anything to say. Kelsey and I talk about this a lot. We're like, what do people talk about? You know, I don't have anything to talk to you about. So it's crocheting or knitting. That's what it's supposed to be. True, true, true. I'm trying to get more comfortable with having longer clips of me crafting because of that. And some people do, especially people who might watch who don't craft, they probably like to see it. I get it now, but as a kid, I thought it was silly. No, I probably would too. Think of how long I want this to go. This is when I struggle. I really struggle at the, oh, we're just kind of doing randoms, like making stripes look random but cute. I really struggle with. I don't know how people do that. Filming a video right now, a lot of times it's just me updating every time I finish something without showing the process, but you're right, some people like to see that. Yeah, no, I struggle with that where I'm like, I'm trying to do a good mix of both. I might be weird, but I have one artist that their deep breath before singing triggers me, like the single note for every elder emo. That's so funny. I'm surprised they don't, oh, you mean like, okay, I thought you meant before they start a song. You mean in the song? You mean in the song before they start their next sentence. That's kind of funny. I don't have the patience to edit videos. Honestly, I hear that. The worst part is starting it. But once I start it, I'm like obsessed with once I start editing a video, I will not stop. But starting is really hard. Especially because I don't know if there's a more efficient way to edit, but I go through once trying to get rid of all the pauses and like actually get rid of the clips I don't want. And then I go through it again to go through the pauses again and add like text and pictures and whatever else. And then I go through it again and add music and, you know, oh, it's just so much. Making a zillion fidget toys, they're all the same, so that seems boring. I showed how I made the first one. I think showing a couple could be fun. Like different colored ones. Jada, who's pure chaos, but that's her. She's wild and unpredictable, but that's what her people like watching. But also introverts like watching other introverts. That's what I think it is. The people who watch Jada are also very chaotic. And the people who watch me or like Kelsey are not that way. Before they start, while they sing and end. So, oh no, I get very confused. Oh wait. When they made an announced video, I got very confused and they didn't start singing. That's kind of funny. Apparently I'm tired today because I keep yawning. I love editing. I wish. It takes me forever. I go through at least 6 times. No, I hear that. I try to keep it down to like 4 and then I'm like, I'm fucking done with this. I also don't want to be in front of the camera. I understand that. Sometimes I'm like, I don't want to do this. Idea for beginner projects to improve knitting tension. No, you're not making a mistake. Actually, you got it. I think a scarf is a really good, I feel like to improve tension, you want to do the same stitch the entire time. That's my idea. So I think a scarf, a blanket, a scarf, a sweater, if you do a very simple one that's just rectangle, 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 dishcloth, that's a good one. Any project that's a square is what I would recommend to you. A beanie, if you do it like flat and then you, guys, should I get off? Like, why do I keep yawning? I don't know. What other good beginner projects are there? Yeah, I think sweaters can be good. Literally rectangle, 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 and sew it all up. Okay, 1 second. I need to take a second and think about what yarn color I want to do next. What's that yarn? What's that yarn? I'm like running out of choices. That's my issue, is I've used a lot of my yarn now, and I'm like, I don't have many to pick from. I wish I had that yarn still. That's really pretty. I'll do this, I guess. I also overthink the scrap yarn sweaters. Like, it really isn't that big of a deal. Hey, Ellie, how's it going? Start small, it comes with practice. Totally agree. Totally agree. I made beanies to start with, just the opposite of what you're saying about maintaining the same stitch. Well, I think it depends on you. Oh, I was thinking doing like a panel. You know, the way crocheters just do a rectangle and they sew it shut and they sew the top up. That's what I was imagining for knitting. So I guess it depends on how you do it. I know that's not how knitting beanies are usually made. But. Oh, wait. Brooke, let's use our brain. Okay, we don't need to change it. What projects are you working on, Ellie? Anything fun? In the round of flat tension is so different. Oh, that's a really good point. That's a really good point. I started knitting with a hat. It's definitely very funky. I also use standard yarn, not novelty yarn. That way you can really see your stitches and tell what your tension is changing. Yeah, I like that. Just finished crocheting a baby sweater. Cute. I'm working on a baby project right now too. I'm doing one of those, like, have you seen those baby star onesies? I'm working on one of those right now. And then after that, I'm going to work on a baby lovey. I call them loveys. They're called security blankets on Google, but I call them loveys. Whoops, I hate when I do that. That's okay. It's the back of the sweater. Okay, I think I'm going to do a good chunk with this color. I think. One second. Yeah. Oh, my computer just turned off. Using up my yarn stash. Love it. Levies and snugglers if they have an animal in the middle. Okay, yeah, that's what I want. But not that, and yeah, that's what I want. But instead of the head being like, if this is the blanket, not the head being up here, I want the head up here and kind of go out, you know? Like an octopus body or something. I call them loving twos. I think that sounds cuter. I do too. And then I thought that was kind of a universal term. And then I went to Google it and nothing was coming up. And when I finally found them, everything said security blanket. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess that's what they're called. I did washcloths and scarves, also gauge swatches with different size needles for practice. I agree. When I first started crocheting, not knitting, I should have done it when I first started knitting. Okay, bye Ellie, have a good one. No need to apologize, you're good. When I first started crocheting, I literally just bought a bunch of different kinds of yarn and I just would make giant rectangles until the skein was done and then pick a new skein over and over and over again. I mean, it was boring, it was anticlimactic because I didn't really get anything out of it, but I will say, it helped me with my tension. I was committed. I was like, this is going to be the best way to get there faster. Get better faster. I was like, I'm not going to like anything if I finish something with this bad gauge. Like, why not just practice over and over until I can make something I'll enjoy. They're levies. Okay, good. I'm glad we all agree. Like, what the heck is a security blanket? I don't know. I really want to go outside today, but man, the weather. I should check the weather again. Maybe it warmed up a bit now that it's the afternoon. Practice the only thing that makes tension consistent. Yep, totally agree. I have so many unfinished knitting projects. I feel like I've got a bunch of unfinished crochet projects. Tried making my sister a vest. Tension came out a little too tight, so it's a little snug. So I need to redo it and make it bigger for her. And then I've got a like dress slash top pattern that I was working on ages ago that is so cute, and I just never did it. It's like I was trying to recreate, y'all know those dresses that are flat at the top and they kind of taper into a V and then the skirt comes out like that. I was trying to do a crochet version of that. For when I say forever ago, I mean I was in Florida 2 years ago, like a while ago. I was doing that and then I just stopped working on it. I don't remember why. You know what? I stopped working on it like because it was a deep, deep whip and I was packing up my yarn to move. Like a few months before I moved, I packed it up being like, I'll probably not finish this. I'm moving's stressing me out. I'm not crafting. Let me just put this away. I should get that back out and finish it. It was so cute. We don't talk about the unfinished crochet projects. I hear that. I hear that. Frogging is the hardest part. I feel like just making yourself do it. Sit down and do it. I feel like that's why you need like friends and family and partners. Like, frog this for me so I don't have to. Thank you. Oh. What happened? What is happening here? Oh, that's what, okay. It's always weird when you drop a stitch when you're using multiple skeins of yarn. It looks strange. Is that? No. There we go. I was like, this still looks wrong. Okay, I fixed it. Especially when one strand is the same, one strand's different. You're like, I'm so confused trying to fix this. Frogging is easy because I look at the whip and go, oh, I should have used this yarn for a different project. Oh my gosh, I wish that was me, Amy. I'm terrible at frogging things. I literally have to force people to do it for me because I won't do it myself. It's bad. Also, I think I'm going to head out in like 15 minutes, FYI, people, because I want to eat food and I'm feeling tired as I keep yawning. And then it's like you got new yarn again. True. Especially when you frog a whip that you totally forgot about. It's like girl math free yarn because you've had it in your stash for so long. You're like, oh my gosh. I color change most of my projects. So if I frog them, I have to make so many magic knots. Oh my gosh. True. If I hate a super color work, like a tapestry project, I'm not frogging that. Like, I will throw it away. And I know that's terrible of me to say, but I refuse to like scrap together all the pieces of yarn. I'm like, I'm not going to use that again. You know what I mean? If it's all cut up, I just won't. And I know that's bad, but I just won't. I do want to start some spring projects. I've been looking at inspiration. Do y'all have anything you really want to make for spring? I've bookmarked like a couple patterns I'm trying to decide between. If I could show y'all, I would, because I would love your feedback and ideas. But I've got like, let's see, I've got 2 knit tank tops, a crochet tank top, a knit like t-shirt, like a little striped tee. If I'm forgetting other things, that's probably a sign I shouldn't make it because it's not top of mind. I think that's everything. I've got like 4 or 5 pictures on my phone. I'm trying to decide because I realize I have a lot of winter stuff that I can wear, but not as much summer. Because lots of my summer stuff that I made for a while ago is like, I don't know. I wouldn't really wear now. It was a lot of like festival pieces, so like super micro cropped things, which I just don't wear anymore. I just don't. Oh, maybe I should keep double stranding. was like, why does this feel weird? So I've bookmarked a couple, like, just like normal tank tops and stuff like that I would wear on a day to day. Like, I'm not going to wear those, like, I don't know, triangle bikini, like crochet tops. I'm just not going to wear those on a day to day basis. But I'd love like a little tank top, you know, or like a t shirt. Something like that would be fun. I will, because I make crochet rugs with scrap yarn. I love that idea. I've thought about making a rug a while. And you know what I thought of the other day that I don't know if it'll be feasible, but it'd be so cute. I don't have it on me, but to do like a tiny little Apple Watch like cover for the band. I think that'd be so cute. But that seems like a lot of work. I'm stubborn and will take the time to reattach each piece. Ollie, I wish I was you. I wish. I'm making the 6-in-1 tops when I'm done with my raglan. The 6-in-1 top? What is that? By who? There are so many. Yeah, you'll have to tell me because that I couldn't Google it. Crochet bandanas, bolero, light solar shawl, light poncho. I do really want to make a poncho, but I want to make like a thick poncho for winter. I just haven't found a cute tutorial or pattern for it. Not to be a hater, but lots of the ponchos I find are for older women. They're not really my style. Like, I don't know. I'm not quite a grandma yet. Maybe one day. OMG, that happened to me a few years ago. I went to go find summer clothes and I was like, why are all these? No, literally, Killian, I was like, I don't know, I'm too old for this life. I was like, I can't. I'm like, I can't wear all these bikini tops. I'm like, I need something. Okay. Has a really cute one. A really cute, ooh, poncho? Yes. I actually, I've got one poncho that's been on my watch later list on YouTube forever. And let's see if I can find it on my watch later list. Don't judge me for my watch later list, people. Crochet turtleneck poncho. Okay. One second. Let's let the ad load. This, I think this is so cute. Is this not so cute? I want to make this so bad. And the only thing I'm not really a fan of is the buttons on the side. So I would have to, to be fair, I haven't watched this. I literally just bookmarked it because I saw it and I thought it was cute. So once I watch it, I think I'll try to figure out how that's, oh yeah, I'll put that in the chat. Good point. I want to see how it's constructed to see if I can make it not with the buttons. But I think it's so cute. Isn't it? With the orange. Oh, it's just scrumptious. Anyway, I'm not kidding. I added this to my watch later months, maybe years ago. Not years, maybe a year ago, because the video is only 3 years old. But a minute ago, people. You sent via Instagram. Okay, I go look. Let me see. Oh, that's so cute. See, but I want something warmer. But I find this very cute. I love those big. Oh, I like the hood too. That's so cute. I do love the big granny square ponchos, but I'd want mine to be like winter warm. I don't really know how to wear a poncho not in the winter. I don't know. I'm not very stylish. So when I make crochet and knit things, I need them to be very simple because, you know, I'll wear it with a pair of jeans or like a pair of shorts. You know what I mean? I would not know how to wear that. I'm not like some crazy like style, like fashion person like Jada. Like I do not know how to, one, I don't have many clothes. And two, oh yeah, sorry, let me put this in the chat. One, I don't have many clothes. And two, I just don't know how to style things or wear things. So like I need to make things that are very simple that I feel like I could wear. Like I would not know how to wear that. There's so many things that I think are so cute, and I'm like, I can't make that. I wouldn't wear it because I don't know how to. You know, it's such a shame. But it's true. It would need to be neutral. I would love that in a neutral color palette. That would be cute. Or even like for fall, some nice browns and oranges. Maroon, that would be so cute in fall colors. I mostly live in t-shirts in my big company. Yeah, literally. That's also the thing. When I edit vlogs of myself, I'm like, man, I'm wearing the same t-shirts every week, which I know I do because I wear the same t-shirts every week. You know what I mean? But I'm like, I don't know. I would love to pay someone to do like one of those like fashion people to do like a reinvention of my closet. Yeah. I do like the scoop neck too. I love the hood. Wonder how long this is. We're getting there, people. Should I stand up? Oh, wow. We're like almost... Oh, wow. It's crazy how fast raglans work. But I would want this to be a little oversized, so I want to keep going, but... Now I need to look up how to... How to remove a knit sweater neck ribbing. Okay, there are videos. You could always do basic and add on crochet appliques or embroidery. True, true. I don't know. I just don't know how to do things, y'all. I do. I think, I don't even know if I have a style, Amy, but if it did, it would definitely be minimalist. I don't know. I think it's because as my observation as someone who doesn't really understand fashion is that fashion seems to be an important piece of it seems to be your accessories. And I don't own accessories. Like I don't have my ears pierced. Like I only wear these necklaces for my grandma. I only have one ring, which is my school college ring. You know what I mean? I don't really have, I've got one purse, you know? so it's like when I see people's cute outfits, I'm like, oh, if I recreated that, I could put on the shirt and the shorts and it wouldn't look the same because I've got belts. I've only got belts for work. You know what I mean? I don't have all the other stuff that I feel like really makes the outfit. And I watch videos that are like wearing versus styling. And I'm like, okay, well, I can't style that because I don't have any of that stuff. You know what I mean? T-shirts and jeans is my style. I totally agree. I'm so bad at accessories. Me too. Have Jada give you a style analysis. That would be so funny. She would be very concerned if she came and saw my closet. I feel like she'd be like, oh. Layering clip-ons, keychains. See, I feel like that's why I feel like I'm better at styling in the winter because I feel like it's easier. I also feel like I struggle in the summer because it's hot. You know what I mean? You don't want to wear a lot of stuff in the summer. And I see I feel like lots of like the style videos that go viral are people in like California or someone in like a very kind of neutral climate. But when growing up in Texas, you don't dress cute in the summer. You know what I mean? Or Florida. You just wear as little clothing as possible because you're sweating your booty off. And so I feel like it's so much easier for me to be cute in the winter because you just put on a cute sweater and like some jeans. You know what I mean? And that's it. And I find that much easier to do than in the summer. I started collecting random objects and getting them turned into jewelry accessory. Ooh, that's cool. See, that's also my thing is I don't have the vision. Like if I go shopping, I see something that's cute and I'm like, should I buy this? You know what I mean? Like, am I supposed to think about how this looks in my closet? I don't know. What could I wear this with? I don't know. I just like this. And I feel like that's also a struggle is that I buy individual things that I like and then I have nothing to wear them with. And so then I don't wear them, you know? There you go. But I also think it's because for the longest time, I didn't have like a baseline, you know, for years, I only owned t-shirts and like shorts. I had like one pair of jeans and I didn't own any non-t-shirt shirts. And then last year I went and bought like 5 of the same t-shirt in like green, black, white, and blue. You know what I mean? And that let me be able to wear more things. So I was like, okay, now I have not t-shirts that I can wear. But I don't have, I feel like my closet is t-shirts or like work stuff. And there's not much of that like in between, you know, just vibes, mix and match. I wear things based on feels or vibes. Okay. See, how do you know how you feel? That's my question. And Crocs, love Crocs. I trade my shorts in the summer for long skirts and t-shirts. Ooh, okay, I like that. I did buy a long skirt the other day and I bought it for work, but I feel like it's not as cute as I thought it was gonna be. Raids, friends, or siblings closet. I do feel like that's key. I feel like I just need to know, like I need someone to come in and tell me what my sense of style is and then be like, these are the things you should buy. And I'll say, okay, and then I'll start buying it. Just tell me what to do. Okay, should we keep doing rows of this or should we stop? We'll do one more. Is this the back? This is the back. We'll do one more. Textures mostly. Oh, okay. No, we're gonna stop. We're gonna stop this row. We're done. Okay, let's look. Oh, I just dropped a stitch. Oh, I just dropped it. Oh, okay. 1 second. Let me pick that up. Okay. Actually, I think I'm going to stop this live here because I just finished a row and I want to try this on and see how long it is to see how many rows I need to keep doing. But looking at this right here, I think I need something like this or something like this. I need a blue. I need a blue. You know what I mean? Don't drop it. It's not hot. Good one. Bright colored skirt with a white t-shirt and sandals. Ooh, okay. That's what I need. I need like a structure. You know what I mean? Like that structure I feel like I could do. I'm like, okay, I brought a kind of a bright, I don't know, I bought a pink skirt for work I thought was cute. Stock type for me, later gators. Okay, bye Killian. A dark blue or gray. Yeah, I think I need another, like a blue. Anyway, so yeah, I think I'm gonna end this live because I want to try this on and see how long it is, see how many more rows I'm gonna do. And now that I know it's possible, I'm gonna look up a video on how to remove my ugly collar. So thanks for that, Amy. I think that was Amy's suggestion. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. This was so productive. We did like several inches of this sweater. Thanks for hanging out and thanks for dealing with me while I have a very varied schedule. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'll see y'all next time. Hopefully I'll be live soon again. Bye guys. Have a good one.